Hey all, Chris Bassett here, and I'll be showing you how to optimize your Roku TV settings for an immersive gaming experience. Let's get into it. I've had a PlayStation, an Xbox, and now a gaming PC, and it's pretty important to have good picture settings. On the Roku home screen, you have very limited selection for what your options are, but if you scroll down to settings and then go over to your TV picture settings, here you can adjust the brightness, and it's recommended that you have a brighter setting for bright rooms and a darker setting for dark rooms. If you select the input, for example, I'm going to select my computer input, I can then drastically adjust the picture settings. Press the asterisk button on your remote to see your TV settings. Scroll down to where it says picture settings, and here let's discuss the most impactful setting, picture mode. Here I'm just going to go over to the Steam page and bring up some color photographs, make it a little easier to compare the different modes. But you have 5. You have a low power, the standard mode, vivid, sports, and movie. The vivid and sports modes are going to have heavy color saturation with bright tones and be very visually snappy. The standard mode will be just under that in brightness and is going to be good for everyday viewing with little strain to your eyes. The movie setting is going to be more accurate to what it looks like in real life, with the colors closely resembling as if you were in person. I don't use movie mode when I'm playing video games because I want the colors to pop. However, I do use the low power mode quite often because I like to play in the dark, and the vivid colors can be a little bit too much overwhelming. So I have some custom settings where I adjust the backlight and the color so it looks good without being too visually stimulating. Now let's go over how to customize in detail some of the picture settings. Go ahead and scroll down to where it says Customize Picture, choose that option, and now you can adjust the backlight, brightness, contrast, sharpness, color, and so on. Let's talk about backlight and brightness for a minute. So by adjusting the TV backlight, it adjusts the light behind the screen. It'll brighten the TV without changing the colors, and it also affects the power consumption. The higher the backlight, the more power your TV is going to use. The TV brightness levels, on the other hand, alters the black levels in an image. It'll modify the color visibility in that image, making it potentially brighter or darker. You want to use both these settings in conjunction to adjust the image for a better viewing experience. Contrast also affects brightness and how well the TV can display near white shadow detail. If you'd like to see an example of contrast in action, find an image of white clouds, and then adjust the setting to control the intensity of the white parts of the screen and the brightness of the black areas. Of course, everything is a personal preference, but you want to adjust the contrast and brightness levels for a balanced and vibrant image. I'd like to emphasize the impact that sharpness plays into the clarity of an image. If you have a high-resolution TV, sharpening the edges of an image can help you identify, let's say if you're playing Call of Duty, a potential opponent. The color settings will adjust the level of saturation in the colors of the TV's images. Too little saturation will wash out the color, and too much will oversaturate the picture. Somewhere between the 50 and 70 digit number should be good. Scrolling down the list, we got a couple other options we can adjust. Tint will change how red and green images look on your TV screen. Typically 0 is the setting for that. And then the picture size, you can stretch images to fit the TV screen, but auto is going to be your best option there. Game mode is a pretty important setting for obviously playing games. It can make some games like Elden Ring or Rocket League run better on larger displays. The biggest feature of game mode is that it reduces lag input by simplifying the video processing. It disables unnecessary images and adjustments like motion smoothing, noise filtering, and dynamic contrast. This eliminates the processes and time they add. So what this means for you is without game mode on, input lag on most 4K TVs can range anywhere from an additional 50 to 150 milliseconds. If you're playing Call of Duty, you're dead. Go ahead and scroll down one more, and we're going to go into the expert settings. Here's the dynamic contrast setting. It's another way to adjust the difference between the display's light and dark colors. It'll make dark areas darker and light areas lighter. The gamma setting corrects overall light levels so our eyes can perceive them correctly. Gamma 2.2 is the standard setting and provides the most accurate visual representation. Adjusting the gamma settings can improve visibility in different lighting conditions, so experiment to find out what works best for you. Noise reduction can produce a clearer picture, but it also washes out details, making everything on the screen look soft and unnatural. If you're playing in high definition or 4K content, disable noise reduction. Leaving it on may cause you to miss out finer details and textures. The color temperature setting is a continuous adjustment from warm to cool. There are additional settings for each color, red, green, and blue. Unless your TV is malfunctioning or damaged, I'd just leave it on normal. Color space has two options. Native, which will expand all incoming signals to the native color of gamut of the TV. This can enhance the colors or oversaturate them. And then it also has auto. The TV will adjust the display gamut to match the incoming signal to prevent any oversaturation of the colors. The third option is custom, where you can customize the settings. I wouldn't even mess with that. Hey, check out some other videos over here. I've got some Amazon links down in the description for discount electronics. Use those links, help support it at no extra cost. I really appreciate it. Any other questions or comments, put below. Thanks.